Good morning. So today I am going to explain you cross product or vector product of two vectors. If we multiply two vectors in such a way that their product is a vector quantity, then that product is called cross product or vector product of two vectors. See here. So cross product or vector product. Cross product or vector product of two vectors. So here by multiplying the two vectors, if we get the resultant as a vector, then that product is called vector product or cross product of two vectors. Now look here. A bar, B bar are two vectors. Their cross product is also a vector. We represent it as C bar. So cross product of two vectors always gives rise to a vector. And we know a vector has both magnitude and direction. So we have to mention about the magnitude of cross product of two vectors and also the direction of cross product of two vectors. So the magnitude of cross product of two vectors is represented by modulus of A bar cross B bar. It is defined as the product of their magnitudes and sine of the angle between the two vectors. So the magnitude of cross product of two vectors is defined as the product of their magnitudes and sine of the angle between them. One part of it is done. What else we need to define? We have to tell something about the direction of cross product of two vectors. So cross product of two vectors A bar cross B bar is always perpendicular to the plane containing A bar and B bar. So cross product of two vectors is always perpendicular to the plane containing A bar and B bar. In other words, we can also say cross product of two vectors is always perpendicular to both of them separately. That means this implies A bar cross B bar is perpendicular to A bar. And we know dot product of mutually perpendicular vectors is 0. That implies A bar dot A bar cross B bar is equal to 0. Why? A bar cross B bar gives a vector which is perpendicular to the plane containing A bar and B bar. Meaning cross product of two vectors is perpendicular to both of them. And we know from the dot product of two mutually perpendicular vectors is 0. So A bar dot A bar cross B bar is equal to 0. Similarly, B bar dot A bar cross B bar is equal to 0. This is a very important point given several times in objective questions. So here again I'm just repeating. Look here. Cross product or vector product of two vectors. A bar cross B bar gives rise to a vector. Meaning the cross product of two vectors has both magnitude and direction. Magnitude of cross product of two vectors is the product of their magnitudes and sine of the angle between them. So the direction of A bar cross B bar is perpendicular to the plane containing both the vectors A bar and B bar. As the dot product of two mutually perpendicular vectors is 0, A bar dot A bar cross B bar is 0, B bar dot A bar cross B bar is 0. Now coming to the properties of cross product of two vectors. See here, coming to the properties of cross product. Cross product is A bar cross B bar is modulus of A, modulus of B into sine theta. And A bar cross B bar is perpendicular to both A bar and B bar. That's what we learned in the previous page. Okay. Now, look here. Coming to the properties, the first one is dot product does not obey commutative law. The first thing is does not obey commutative law. That means if you change the order of multiplication, then the answer also changes. A bar cross B bar is not equal to B bar cross A bar. If you change the order of multiplication, the result also changes in case of cross product. Hence, we say it doesn't obey commutative law. Now, actually, A bar cross B bar is equal to minus of B bar cross A bar. The direction actually gets reversed, but magnitude remains the same if you change the order of multiplication in case of cross product. So, from this A bar cross B bar, if you bring this to this side, plus B bar cross A bar is equal to 0 or 0 bar. Actually, those two options are given. This is equal to 0 bar because A cross B gives a vector, B cross A gives a vector, vector addition gives rise to a vector, but its magnitude is 0, direction is undefined. So, A cross B plus B cross A is equal to 0 bar. And now, let us see the next one. Look here. So, it doesn't obey commutative law. A cross B is not equal to B cross A, but A cross B is equal to minus of B cross A. This implies A cross B, if you bring this to this direction, plus B cross A will be equal to 0 bar. That is one thing. And another question given is A cross B minus of B cross A is how much? This is another question I asked you. Look here. So, this is just another example I am giving. So, A bar cross B bar minus of B bar cross A bar is nothing but plus A bar cross B bar. So, answer is 2 times A bar cross B bar. These two questions are given in previous objective examinations like JEE Main or NEET, right? So, cross product of vectors does not obey commutative law. Now, next let us see, or you tell me, what is I bar cross I bar? I cross I is modulus of I bar into sine of the angle between them. I bar is unit vector along x-axis. So, both of them are along x-axis. Angle between them is 0. We know sine 0 is 0. That implies I cross I is 0. Actually speaking, 0 bar. J cross J is 0. K cross K is 0. Now, let us see. I cross J is K bar. Actually, I cross J is modulus of I, modulus of J into sine of angle between them. Angle between I bar and J bar is 90 degrees. So, this is 1 into 1 into 1, that is 1. Magnitude is 1. But its direction is perpendicular to the plane containing I bar and J bar. That is nothing but it is along Z axis. So, it is K bar. And here actually we'll be using Fleming's left hand rule for this. I bar cross J bar is K bar, or center finger represents, actually we say we can use Fleming's left hand rule to find out the vector product. A bar cross B bar is equal to C bar. Now, I am telling you how to apply Fleming's left hand rule to find the directions. If two directions are given, we can find out the third direction. See here, stretch the first three fingers of your left hand in three mutually perpendicular directions. This is the left hand. So, first like a gun, then like this. So, the three fingers are stretched at right angles to each other. It has to be left hand because it is Fleming's left hand rule. Then we say the center finger represents A bar, the forefinger represents B bar, thumb represents C bar. So, A bar cross B bar is equal to C bar. You should never ever forget that. We'll be using that in so many things. Here in electromagnetic induction, even in your earlier classes, you might have learned that. Okay, induced EMF direction or whatever. So, in those chapters, we'll be using Fleming's left hand rule and also Fleming's right hand rule. But the cross product of three vectors is given by, the directions of cross product of three vectors is given by Fleming's left hand rule. A bar cross B bar is equal to C bar. Right? So, here again coming back to this. So, I bar cross J bar is equal to K bar. Similarly, J bar cross K bar is equal to I bar. And K bar cross I bar is equal to J bar. See here, cyclic order. I, J, K. I bar cross J bar is K bar. J bar cross K bar is I bar. K bar cross I bar is J bar. If you reverse the order, meaning J cross I becomes minus K, I cross K becomes minus J, K cross J becomes minus I. So, you should remember that order also. I cross J is K, J cross K is I, K cross I is J bar. Okay. So, now I'll explain you how to find out the vector product or cross product of two vectors given. Look here. Next point is A bar is equal to AX I bar plus AY J bar plus AZ K bar, and B bar is equal to BX I bar plus BY J bar plus BZ K bar. Then A bar cross B bar is given by the determinant of I, J, K, AX, AY, AZ, BX, BY, BZ. This you will be learning it in your mathematics determinant, and now also I will explain. So, from this A bar cross B bar is, this is first row, this is first column, which includes I bar. I bar into, close the column containing I bar, close the row containing I bar. Then these two things go off, then you have to multiply like this. This is AYBZ minus AZBY. Right? Next, minus J bar into, look here, minus J bar, you just close this and this, then you have AXBZ. So, AXBZ minus AZBX minus AZBX, right? Minus K bar into, you can just guess the answer now. Look here. So, you have to close the last column, last row, this first row and the last column, because those two things contain k bar. Then you will be left with here ax by. This is ax by. So ax by minus ay bx. Minus ay bx. So that is how we find out the cross product of two vectors. See here, I'll tell you the direct way also. Look here, a bar is equal to ax I bar plus ay j bar plus az k bar. B bar is equal to bx I bar plus by j bar plus bz k bar. So a bar cross b bar is, follow me very carefully, I bar into ay bz minus az by minus az by minus j bar into az bx minus ax bz plus k bar into look ax by minus ay bx minus ay bx. That is the vector product of these two vectors a bar and b bar. And the last point we talk about is unit vector perpendicular to the plane containing a bar and b bar. Just think about it deeply. We are asked to find out unit vector perpendicular to the plane containing a bar and b bar, or it can also be asked in another way. Find out unit vector which is perpendicular to both a bar and b bar. So tell me a vector which is perpendicular to both a bar and b bar. Yes, it is a bar cross b bar. A bar cross b bar is a vector which is perpendicular to both a bar and b bar. Now we want its unit vector. Suppose if we want to find out unit vector of a bar, we write it as a cap. A cap is equal to a bar by modulus of a. By dividing the given vector with its magnitude, we get its unit vector. So here we want unit vector of a bar cross b bar. So we have to divide that with the magnitude of that. So unit vector of a bar and b bar is a bar cross b bar by modulus of a cross b. Okay, so if we consolidate all the points, you see here, simply a bar cross b bar is equal to c bar. It's a vector. So magnitude is the product of their magnitudes and sine of the angle between them. And a bar cross b bar is perpendicular to both a bar and b bar, implies a bar dot a cross b is 0, b bar dot a cross b is 0. It doesn't obey commutative law. That implies a bar cross b bar is not equal to b bar cross a bar, but it is equal to minus of b bar cross a bar. And another very important thing is I cross j is k bar, j cross k is I bar, k cross I is j bar, and I cross I is 0 bar, j cross j is 0, k cross k is 0. From that, if a bar, next point is a bar is axi plus ayj plus azk, b bar is bxi plus byj plus bzk, then a cross b is equal to I bar into aybz minus azby minus j bar into azbx minus axbz plus k bar into axby minus aybx. And the last point we learnt about is unit vector perpendicular to both a bar and b bar is a cross b by modulus of a cross b. Okay, those are the points we have learned so far in vector product of two vectors. And if you go back to the applications, look here, examples where we use the cross product of two vectors. In circular motion, we'll be using this. V bar is equal to omega bar cross r bar. V bar is the linear velocity of a particle in circular motion. Omega bar is the angular velocity of the particle in circular motion. R bar is the radius vector. And the next one is angular momentum of a rotating body is given by L bar is equal to R bar cross P bar, where R bar is radius vector, P bar is the linear momentum of the rotating body. And similarly, torque acting on a rotating body is R bar cross P bar, where P is R bar cross F bar, not P bar, R bar cross F bar, where F bar is the force applied, R is the position vector, and torque is equal to the moment of the force or torque. It is given by R bar cross F bar, because we will be learning them in detail in the topic rotatory motion. Okay. And the next one is area of a parallelogram. Area of a parallelogram with A bar B bar as adjacent sides is A bar cross B bar. That is the first one. With A bar B bar as diagonals, then its area is half of A bar cross B bar. That gives you the area vector in the vector form. If you want to get the magnitude of area of that parallelogram, you have to just take the modulus of that cross product. And the third application we talk about is area of a triangle formed with A bar B bar as two sides. It is half of A bar cross B bar. Area of a triangle formed with A bar B bar as sides is half of A bar cross B bar. So I told you about the formula related to the cross product. Next we will be doing problems starting from easy level to moderate to difficulty level, so that we can cover all the problems given in JEE Main and NEET. We will be doing around 100 problems from vectors chapter. So another topic I need to cover is the tangent law. I will continue with tangent law and problems in tomorrow's class. Thank you and bye-bye.